Good.
Call the meeting to order. George, please call the roll.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Rasmussen,
Yes.
Revelinsky,
Yes.
and Hallie.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. All right, we have Matt Bauman with us from Area 15 Regional Planning. Matt, if you would tell us what we're doing in considering this RFQ or some of the design for our CDBG, and we'll go ahead for that.
Yeah,
You can go to the mic, please. Yeah.
Let's see, so the most pressing issue to move this project forward that we'll need to begin with is the procedure for formally procuring architectural services for the facade project. And what is proposed is to do that through a request for qualifications. I have distributed to the council a sample request for qualifications notice that I have prepared, as well as a list of architectural firms that I know of that have completed these projects, these facade projects, that are familiar with the CDBG requirements, Green Streets criteria, Secretary of the Interior standards, that sort of thing. So if the council approves the RFQ today, I have also introduced a rough timeline of how I kind of see things going with this procurement process.
Great, and that is, okay, were you going to go through that?
Yeah, I can. So, so if we send out the request for qualifications between today and tomorrow, I will put it in the paper. Tentatively, we're hoping to have proposals due at 5 p.m. on July 18th. That's a Friday. Hoping that they can get scored the following week, so it can get on the agenda for the July 28th meeting.
Okay.
Now, who is responsible for scoring? That's really up to you. How do you want to conduct the scoring? Again, that's up to you. You can choose to do it through the council, or the council has appointed a facade committee. Their role is kind of yet to be determined. They can make a recommendation to the council. The council could reaffirm it if that's an approach you want to consider as well.
Okay. Yeah, let me think about that. We'll make it. We don't need to make that decision right now, but that might be the best way.
Okay. So then after the council picks a firm on the 28th, there will then be a process where the chosen architectural firm and the city negotiate costs and scope of work. If no negotiation can be reached, you move on to the next highest scoring person in the proposals. So that's more or less the cleanest process.
Okay.
And then on that same sheet that I distributed to the council, I also identified a few questions which I'm kind of hoping that we can discuss. How many proposals should we ask for? Can they submit them via email? That might speed up the process.
Yeah,
it's kind of a short turnaround time.
Email's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Say just go ahead and submit them by email.
To you or to Melanie?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Copy the three of us, and
Okay.
and then we can forward them on to the council to review, and we'll make a decision on the scoring. Maybe we'll do that internally. Maybe we will, engage the committee at this point. but I think email will be fine. And then your final question there is which architects to send RFQ of the list that you provided? Are you
Yes.
asking us to narrow that?
Yeah, I guess you can choose them any which way you want to. Melanie had mentioned one other firm that she maybe thought about.
I don't know if Jonathan Littman has experience in this, but being a local architect, maybe it's worth sending it to him to see if he's interested in responding.
Okay.
He's over here, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fine. I mean, obviously, RDG has done the work up to this point, so there could be some economies there with, from a continuity standpoint, so definitely want to send there. Curtis Architecture is the group that's doing Atomwas now,
Yeah, we're working with them with the TUMWA right now.
Okay, so I guess that would be fine, regional architect.
OPN worked with us on the Bloomfield project. These other firms, Walker Cohen and Lorenzen, Genesis, Substance, they've also worked on these projects, just
Okay.
not with us.
How do you feel, council? How many proposals do you think we really need?
Well, I think at least 3, but
Yeah, that's kinda
everything
what
stays in Iowa, as far as I'm concerned. I realize the one is from Wisconsin, but,
Oh, there is. Yeah.
RDG, Curtis, and probably OPN. And then, of course, our local architecture in
so-
town.
Yeah, you may not.
So that would
So,
be
yeah.
4, but,
So that's those 4. I would agree with that.
that would work. It gets a good spread that way, and I'm sure we'll get a decent,
Yeah,
even if we only get 3 of them to turn back
yeah.
some proposals, so.
In the draft RFQ, I sent that to Mayor Ed and Melanie. The main one in there, or I guess there's 2, I identify the scope of services that the architect would provide, which that would certainly be finalized in the contract when entering into a contract. So the biggest one is the evaluation criteria, the scoring criteria, how each proposals are, how the proposals that come in are weighed, how they're selected.
Okay.
So that is the scoring criteria by which their proposals will be scored.
Okay.
So
The other,
just
Matt, the other question I have also is that, our application is based on the work of one firm that's already had direct negotiations with property owners. If we do bring someone else on at this point in time, are we still talking about the same set of designs that we've already submitted?
the state is under these designs change all the time with
Okay.
these projects.
So in other words,
I mean,
if we don't hire RDG, we're going to want a firm that's going to come in and recognize that some work has already gone into
yeah.
with, talking with these property owners about the specific things that are in the application. They may or may not be open to the changes that a new design firm would recommend.
Sure, yeah.
So
I
don't want to create a lot of extra work or any consternation with any property owners about switching
How many
gears.
property owners are on that facade committee?
Are on the committee?
Yeah.
Actually, there's just one, I think, that's actually on the committee.
Okay.
The
The reason I asked that is that would be a good platform, to be able to score this, I would think, have some guidance from the council, and then
Yeah.
some of the people that are involved in this facade restoration. I mean, you just said that they've been exposed to RDG, and if the city picks someone different because the scoring group looks at different types of criteria than what the property owner might want, then we could run into a little problem that way. But at least if you get some of the property owners that have already looked at RDG's stuff and realize that, you know, this is just a couple of different other ideas, maybe we can look at those, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think choosing the architect is still pretty generic, and we can, you know, we can invite the group to do that. But you're right, Darren. There was a role specifically in the facade restoration application for that committee to set some priorities about
their
properties
role.
and things like
Their
that.
role is kind of cloudy at this point.
Yeah.
I think that. I see them serving a strong purpose. Scoring, I mean, I think this is a great opportunity for them to get involved. I think that during construction, you know, approving change orders and that sort of thing is another opportunity for them to get involved, because we certainly can't call a council meeting every time there's a change order. So, so that's a great opportunity for them. As far as familiarity with the project, that's incorporated into the scoring. That was one of the criteria that, based on Melanie's recommendation, that score was increased. So that is incorporated into the scoring, the familiarity with the project.
Good. Yeah, you're right. Good.
I think that there's certainly advantages to going with the architect that the property owners have been working with thus far. I think that it's important to note that the work that will be proposed is the work that the owner wants. You know, so the owner recognizes the need for tuck pointing or new windows or a new door or something like that. So no matter what architect is hired in this project, the work will be what the owner wants.
Okay, good point. All right, very good. So, Council, I'll entertain a motion then to approve the RFQ, the proposed timeline for the project, and the 4 architects that were mentioned: RDG, Curtis, OPN, and John Lippman locally. Entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Moved by Hamilton, second by Rasmussen. Any other discussion?
Yes, I would suggest that the proposals get turned in by 4 rather than 5, since City Hall closes at 4:30.
Okay. Okay, good.
Good catch.
Good save there. All right, so amended to 4 p.m. On the 18th. John, did you get all that?
Yes, I did, and I'm all ready to go.
Okay, so all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, okay, thank you. All those opposed, the same sign. Okay, thank you, Matt. One other piece of business, I have a gentleman who will be replacing a retiring board member from the Fairfield Media Center, and I'm not sure who the retiring person is. I don't have that note in front of me. I don't know if you know, Jason, but anyway, Neil Hamilton has been recommended by Dick DeAngelis, the chair, to fill that position, so I propose Neil Hamilton fill that position, not Hamilton, Neil Cunningham. Neil Cunningham. I know a Neil Hamilton, and I don't have anything written in front of me, so that's where that came from. Neil Cunningham is the owner of Central Park Furniture.
Move to approve.
To
Neil
make that
Cunningham.
replacement. Moved by Hallie,
Second.
second by Hamilton. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, the same sign? Okay. Then entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Moved by Hamilton.
Second.
Second by Rasmussen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, John.
He didn't say aye.